the enslavement template, the old template, which was lack, right? That's how they kept us all in the enslavement template. And the enslavement template is the opposite of like the crystalline template, right? The sovereignty template. Those kind of mean the same thing to me. Like the crystalline template, the sovereignty template, what it really means is it's like that's your natural blueprint, your natural higher self blueprint, which is God with God, right? Which carries all of the divine traits of God, which allows us to access our innate co-creator powers, right? Our power of manifestation. We all have the power of manifestation. We're all co-creators, right? So that's our innate powers and gifts, is to create, is to manifest. Abundance is a natural birthright. We are naturally abundant when we are in our in our God self, right? In our higher self blueprint. We are all God with God. We're all naturally abundant, which means there's a natural giving and receiving that is always taking place. We are all innate givers. We are all innately abundant, right? That's the true template. That we will always be able to manifest what we need when we need it. We're never in lack of anything, right? Because the universe is infinite. So love is infinite, spirit is infinite. So lack was a fake creation of the ego, right? To keep that enslavement template, to keep us running off this old template, which says, I don't have what I need. I'm in survival mode. I'm in lack. And so in order to get what I need to either serve the illusion, right? That was the unconscious contract that was going on between humanity and the dark in this false illusion, right? This was an unconscious contract that we got tricked into, that was like, oh, well, you all have the resources, you all have the power, you all have which never was really true, right? Remember that the dark had to convince us that we were like them. In order for this to work, they had to convince us that we were just like them. And we're not. We are not the same. The truth is that they do not have power, right? They are not a product of source. They do not carry the powers of manifestation. They do not carry the powers of co-creation. They do not carry that natural abundance, right? That sovereignty template, which is our natural state of being, we have all of those powers. We also have the power of knowing, right? We don't have to, what's the word? It's like we don't have to learn things in the way that we've been taught that we have to learn them. There are not people who have the information and the knowledge that other people don't have, right? Like in the sovereignty template, everyone is connected to the same unity consciousness. Everyone is connected to the same universal consciousness. So we all have the power of knowing. We can instantly receive information, right? There's no gatekeeping of information or knowledge or wisdom, right? Again, everything is open source. Everything is shared. There is no, this is mine, this is yours. Of course, we all manifest certain things, but everything is known collectively and can be accessed if you want to. Everything can be shared. There's no need to like gatekeep. There's no real hierarchical structure with the sovereignty template. There is a divine hierarchy, which I feel is just really everybody has a different role. Some of those roles might carry more responsibility, right? Might carry a little bit more authority, right? But nobody's above another. Nobody has control over another. Nobody has power over another. Everyone serves a unique role in creation. Some of those roles just have more responsibility. So they carry, right, with greater power comes greater responsibility, but there's no hierarchy. We also have the innate gifts and skills, right? We all have innate gifts and skills. And those are unique to each person, right? There's no certifications in creation. You don't have to get a special certificate or degree or this to say I'm a healer, right? Or I am an architect, or there is none. You just are what you are, right? You don't have to prove to others what you naturally are. You don't have to convince others, right? And then there's also this innate knowing of truth when we're in the sovereignty template, when we're in our God self. We all innately know truth. So there's no such thing as misinformation. There's no such thing as having to prove a truth through proof and facts. And there is none of that. So the dark had to create all of these things because that's how they operate, because they're not in that template. So they had to convince us that we are the same. We're not the same. So they had to convince us that the only way, right, that the dark was able to, because I'm going to say was, because they no longer have power. Okay. They don't. They have been overridden. It's just the illusion of power that's there. But so the only way that they could try to be like us, right? Try to be like God, was that they have to take, okay? So they have to take things physically or energetically. They have to siphon the power from those that actually have it, right? They have to create illusions. They have to create lies. They had to create all of that in order for this to work, in order for that enslavement template to stay functioning, right? That we were all unconsciously plugged into. So there was this unconscious contract going on between humanity and the powers that were, right? Which was, oh, you guys have all the resources, you have all the knowledge, you have all of the control and the power. So we now have to do what you want us to do. We have to play this game with you. We have to give to you and do what you say and follow your rules in order to receive what we inherently have, right? Imagine